Stronger
What did he
at
say?
home.
What was it? What was in front?
Stronger at home.
Secure at home,
it doesn't
stronger
matter.
abroad.
How is it possible that this man, right, who's supposed to be one of the great leaders of this world, right?
Is he?
He's the leader. Well, he's the Prime Minister of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, right?
By default.
The United Kingdom,
Yeah.
of which you would think that he could read or say words without having to look at a piece of paper.
You know,
Yesterday's reading
People who have lied about their dubious past, their CVs, their career histories. He said that he was a qualified solicitor.
Kier Starmer, once seen as a symbol of integrity and trust in British politics, now faces a crisis that could end his career. A new leak has emerged, shaking Westminster to its core. This isn't just another rumor or minor scandal. It's a turning point. The evidence against him is undeniable, throwing his party into turmoil. His once strong credibility is now in question. Allies are stepping back, while opponents seize the moment. Westminster is on edge like never before. The big question remains, can Kier Starmer survive this political storm, or is this the end of his journey?
I spoke to a solicitor this morning and I asked him whether it was a crime. He said, yes, it is. It's a crime to impersonate or pretend to be a solicitor. According to Robert Jenrick, it's a prima facie breach of the Solicitors Act of 1974 and the Legal Services Act of 2007. It's a criminal offence to pretend to be. It's much worse than sort of exaggerating your role at the Bank of England, because it's a proper,
But again, it's exaggerating your role, isn't it? Because he was a trainee solicitor.
Yeah, but a trainee solicitor can't do conveyancing on your house, can he?
No, but I mean, but why does any of this matter? I mean, he's an MP.
Well, because he's told lies, and he's continued to tell them.
The leaked evidence has caused an uproar, putting Kier Starmer's political career in serious jeopardy. At the center of this scandal is Jonathan Reynolds, a close ally of Starmer, accused of lying about his qualifications. Reynolds claimed to be a qualified solicitor, but the leak reveals he never had the proper credentials. This isn't a minor slip, it's a serious offense, and if proven, Reynolds could face legal consequences. But the fallout doesn't stop with him. It raises a bigger question: did Starmer know about these lies? And if he did, why was someone like Reynolds part of his inner circle?
It's just morally wrong.
It's also a very questionable character that would do such a thing, is it not? I mean, let's have a look at Rachel Reeves. I mean, this is an old clip of her trying to convince everybody that she's an economist.
Well, I'm an economist. I studied economics. I got a master's in economics from the London School of Economics, and I worked as an economist at the Bank of England.
Years. The word economist appears awfully lot of times there. It's just like, if you keep saying growth, you're going to get it. If you keep saying economist, it's going to come true. I mean, I studied economics as well. Doesn't make me an economist. You know, the bottom line is that these people seem to have a predilection for to be generous to them, exaggeration, but to be ungenerous to them, flat out.
The leak has cast serious doubts on Kier Starmer's judgment and honesty. With legal trouble looming for Jonathan Reynolds, the damage to Starmer's political future could be long-lasting. Starmer's response has only made things worse. Instead of tackling the issue head-on, he's remained mostly silent, seemingly hoping the storm will pass. But his avoidance is backfiring, raising questions about his ability to lead in a crisis. Within the Labour Party, panic is spreading. Starmer's allies are scrambling to protect their own reputations while trying to prevent the party from falling apart. As frustration grows, many fear that Starmer's silence could cost the party public trust and possibly lead to its collapse.
Rachel Reeves' CV is a work of fiction. It ought to be found in the fiction section in Waterstones. She's a Walter Mitty type. She exaggerates. She can't be taken seriously, and she has lost all credibility. But what Jonathan Reynolds, the business secretary, has done is far more serious. He stood up in the House of Commons not long after he had been elected a Member of Parliament and said that he was a solicitor, but he never was a solicitor. He only trained as one. He never qualified. He ought to resign, and if he doesn't resign, Kier Starmer ought to fire him. But I don't think that's going to happen. But what this does highlight is that rather than have a government full of credible, honest, decent people, it's full of liars, exaggerators, and shysters.
The real issue here is the growing crisis of leadership. If Kier Starmer can't handle a scandal like this, how can he be trusted to lead the country? His failure to take control has left many questioning whether he's the right person to guide the Labour Party through future challenges. As the fallout grows, this controversy could mark the end of Starmer's career, or at least his leadership of the party. Jonathan Reynolds's deception has shocked many. Once seen as a trusted figure in Parliament, he falsely claimed to be a qualified solicitor, using this lie to boost his political credibility. Adding to the outrage, Reynolds defended Starmer's acceptance of gifts and hospitality, suggesting that others in high-pressure jobs, like nurses and firefighters, should be entitled to the same. This sparked widespread criticism, especially since the Prime Minister has already faced scrutiny for accepting lavish gifts far beyond those of other MPs. But Reynolds's lies weren't just a minor oversight. He presented them to Parliament, misleading both his colleagues and the public. The Solicitors Regulation Authority, SRA, has reopened its investigation into Reynolds, seeking to uncover the full impact of his deception. What's even more troubling is Starmer's role in all this. Despite Reynolds's questionable background, Starmer appointed him to a key position, raising serious questions about his judgment. Was Starmer aware of Reynolds's lies? Or did he ignore them for political gain? This scandal isn't just about one individual. A pattern of dishonesty and broken promises is starting to emerge within Starmer's cabinet. From misleading statements to questionable decisions, the issues run deep. One of the biggest betrayals was Starmer's pledge not to raise taxes on working people. Yet shortly after making this promise, his team was linked to policies that directly contradicted. For many, this feels like a complete breach of trust from a leader who claimed to be different from the political norm. As this culture of dishonesty spreads, trust in Starmer's leadership continues to erode. Labour's standing in the polls is falling fast, and Starmer's political career may face long-term damage. The Labour Party now faces a major credibility crisis. Speculation is growing. Is this the end of Starmer's career? Some believe the damage is irreversible, while others think he might still recover. But one thing's clear, the future of the Labour Party hangs in the balance. What do you think? Is this the end for Starmer, or can he turn things around? Share your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.